realtors, did you know that you have to be a marketer as well? I mean, a good one. And you've got to do it all the time. Hmm. If you're not visible, you're invisible. And if you've been on here before, you hear me say that all the time. So today, a couple of things happened. I'm Kathy Burns, by the way. A couple of things happened. I was teaching a webinar on AI, Chat GPT specifically for beginners and kind of helping these agents get going. And that's one thing. I'm going to tell you, if you're not paying attention to AI, you will be buried. This is my fourth class that I've done so far. And every time I do a completely new guide, I'm adding and adding and adding because ChatGPT is changing dramatically. So is AI. I follow so many things. And I'm on a scale like this as far as my knowledge of the broad scope of all the things that it can do. But I am this far ahead of just about every realtor that I know. However, I've had some exciting news from a couple of agents who have taken my class, which really warms my heart. So last night I was at an event, and there were people from my team that had gathered there, and they were sharing their different AI stories. One was talking about how they created this whole plan for Mother's Day and how they were going to be reaching out to their clients on Mother's Day with all these different avenues that they were doing it, like emails, like posts, like videos, like pop-bys, all kinds of different things. And they told me they did it all in ChatGPT. And I was just beaming with pride. And what I heard them say was, man, it's getting me to think bigger, which is my goal. Think bigger on every aspect of your business, especially in this market. If you don't think that you're supposed to be marketing when you pull people in, you are sadly mistaken. So that was one. Then another agent shared another story how she helped her clients. She had an ugly house, right? Old house. But what she was doing was she was taking the picture of that room per room and she was uploading it into ChatGPT and saying, modernize this. Take the same room. Here's the floor plan. She uploaded that. Here's the picture of that room. Modernize this so that I can have that on they were going to post it on the different rooms as they were in there. They'll laminate it and stick it up and have that so that people could see. And they would get a vision of what that room could look like. Sometimes it's just paint. Sometimes it's painting the cabinets. You just never know. Maybe it's changing out the floor, but people are visual. They need to see how it's going to look so that they can go beyond the style of what the house is. Now that's powerful. You can also use AI to take existing rooms that have dated furniture in them and do an AI generated picture. I think that's called Bumblebee or something. Brownie Box. Brownie Box. That's the name of that AI. Now there's a fee to do that. So what? And then you can do your online pictures where it's all fixed up. That's a big deal. Another agent took a brick house that was the red brick, uploaded that into ChatGPT and said, paint the house a different color and add some landscaping in so that I can have a better perspective for my clients. Now, you do have to label that in your marketing that you're doing this AI stuff, right? But if they're going into the house and they're seeing the pictures on the wall, that's helpful. And I wouldn't be doing just a little 8 by 11. I'd probably do a bigger one. I don't know, what is that, 11 by 14, legal size, something like that. And really let them see it and have them all around the house. It's powerful. So I also got a email from a friend of mine. He's a custom builder and he is inviting top level agents who would be bringing custom buyers to potentially his product. But he has a unique kind of build that he does. He does what's called high performance builds. And that, I think that means, as he's explained it, it's very, very, very energy efficient in every aspect. So anyway, he wanted different realtors that he was aligned with. I'm one of them. He's in my BNI chapter, which is a networking group. And he said, Kath, I'd like you to see if you can help me bring some agents to this event that I'm doing. And he goes, I'm going to create this email and it's going to hit all the PowerPoints. And I said, well, listen, agents are interested in commission. So start with commission. See, that's the marketing piece, right? I said, if that knocks them in between the eyes, then they're going to know, pay attention, because now you're hitting them where they are of interest. They may have a custom build client, but they may not necessarily think of you, but they might lean more forward if you had something that was going to grab their attention. Now, in this case, he was paying 50% as soon as they got the first draw from the bank. That's a big deal. A lot of new construction, you don't get paid to the end of the game. So I just worked with a custom builder and they offered that same thing. I like that a lot because waiting a year or 14 months, it's a long time, especially on that price point. It's a big ticket. So his just came over and it was all down in the middle. I go, buddy, I said, first of all, pictures sell. They grab your attention. Everybody's in a hurry now. You got to have a picture. I went into Chat GPT, gave it some prompts, and that's where I went to do a picture too. I gave it the saying of how his message was, and it gave me a picture of two guys shaking hands. One was the builder, one was the sales guy. They were sitting at a table over some plans. It asked me if it wanted me to put the builder's logo on. I uploaded the logo. He put it across the construction hat. That was really cool. And it had a circle down there saying about how they paid 50% on the first draw. Now that is appealing. So now you've got that kind of a picture that's how your email starts out. And now you talk about the invite. Now I'm paying attention because you're talking about paying me quicker. I'm going to pay attention. So he didn't like my picture. He was going to redo it, which is fine. I don't care. I just want him to get the point. Do something that's going to grab their attention. The same thing with all your social media posts. What's your grab? And this all comes back to why you got to get into marketing. And I'm going to tell you, ChatGPT is a marvelous tool to teach you all of this. Now, for one thing, it can do a lot for you, but it'll help you start thinking bigger about how to think. It'll even ask you questions as it's moving along through the process. But one thing I encourage you to do is teach it by saying to it, say, chat, ask me questions about this project that I'm doing. I really want to make this strong SEO. I really want to make an impact. Here's my goal. But ask me questions what you need more to be able to give me the perfect combination of what I want and how you can create it. And that's a marvelous way to do it. Marketing is essential. It's one of my loves. It's a bigger love for me than real estate. And so for me, it's a very exciting piece of it. For others, it's a challenge. They just rather be out with clients doing the buys and sells. I'm kind of past that point. I'd rather teach. If you can't do teach, I can do. That's why I teach now on purpose. Anyway, so marketing is critical. And if you don't want to be on all the platforms, you got to figure out what platform is where your target market is. Whether it's buyers, sellers, investors, a commercial, whatever it is, you got to figure it out. And how you figure it out is by asking ChatGPT. Say, I need to figure this out. Ask me some questions. Who's my perfect client? And so that we can start figuring out what's the right platform for me to be on. And then when I'm on that platform, what's the best way for me to give them what they need so that they see that there could be a win-win scenario here. See what I'm saying? Marketing is critical. Every aspect of it. Writing your emails, your texts, everything. And when you get in the swing of working with ChatGPT, you download that app, you can do it whether you're on your phone, sitting at the computer, whatever. It is a marvelous tool, and I'm going to encourage you to put it to good use. So if you like this, I'm going to invite you to a Facebook group that I've created called Real Estate Riches Collective. And what this is, it's a Facebook group. What this is agents from across the board, I don't care what company you're with, are coming in to learn AI. I talk a lot about AI in there, but I really want collaboration. I want people in there sharing. Like if I've taught you something, please share what you did with it so that we can all learn. If you're looking for it and you've got questions, even in from my class, you say, hey, I didn't get this. Could you help me understand that? Believe me, somebody's out there that took the class that's in this group that would love to say the answer to that question as well. But over and above that, I'm looking for your gold. What can you share with what you're doing in marketing? We all need that. We all need to level up and we all need to help each other. There's no drama in there. There's no recruiting in there. None of that stuff. There's only collaboration, sharing, and growing. So I encourage you to join that group. I'll have the link below. The other thing is, if you're struggling in business and you're looking for a leg up and you just want someone to talk to see, what are some other options for you out there? I would love to talk to you with that respect and just schedule a business strategy call. That link will be in here as well. And if you like these kind of videos, please subscribe to my channel. I'd love that. And ask me questions. Let's get together. Let's make our businesses grow. This is fun, right? All right. If you like this, again, subscribe below and I'll see you on the next one.